I'm so glad you found your way here. Your subconscious is filing memories right now while you rest, deciding what to keep, what to blend, and what to tuck away in secret places. You'll discover where your mind hides forgotten moments and understand why some memories feel closer than yesterday. Welcome to Sleepy Science Night. Now, settle in. You're in your safe space while your brain quietly repairs itself, clearing toxins, preparing for tomorrow. Allow yourself this moment of peace. We'll journey through 100 psychology facts about memory's hidden theater, from the stage where childhood friends reappear without warning, to the spotlight that finds faces you thought you'd forgotten, to the curtain call, where past and present finally meet. This thoughtful journey through consciousness builds bridges between searching minds. A gentle like, subscribe, or sharing your thoughts creates a pathway for more memory seekers to discover and brings us closer to protect this sanctuary. One sleepy soul at a time, your journey inspires ours. Let yourself settle completely here. Feel your jaw unclench, your breath deepen naturally. You can let these thoughts drift past without holding them. Sense that soothing heaviness enveloping you, like your consciousness, slowly dimming its brightness. Thoughts dissolving into the peaceful fog of approaching sleep, safe and undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You're floating where memories rest safely in gentle darkness. Let your mind merge with infinite peace. And now we begin. Every night your brain becomes a theater. When you enter REM sleep, typically 90 minutes after falling asleep, your mind begins constructing vivid experiences from stored memories. This happens 4 to 6 times each night, with each REM period growing longer as the night progresses. During these periods, your brainstem blocks signals to your muscles while your mind creates entire worlds populated by people, places, and conversations. According to recent research from the Sleep Research Society, the average person spends about 2 hours dreaming each night, though most of these dreams fade within minutes of waking. Your brain doesn't randomly generate these experiences. It carefully selects memories, emotions, and fragments of your waking life, weaving them into narratives that feel completely real in the moment. The people who appear in your dreams, especially those from your past, are chosen by mechanisms we're only beginning to understand. Your brain stores memories in 3 distinct systems, like different theaters in the same building. Working memory holds information for seconds to minutes, like remembering a phone number just long enough to dial it. Short-term memory extends this to hours or days, capturing recent experiences. Long-term memory, however, is where your past truly lives, potentially storing information for your entire lifetime. Neuroscientists studying sleep and memory systems have found that these systems communicate most actively during sleep, particularly during REM periods. Your hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure deep in your brain, acts like a librarian, deciding which memories move from temporary storage into permanent archives. When you dream about someone from your past, your brain is accessing these long-term storage areas, pulling out memories that might be decades old. The person you haven't thought about in 20 years can appear as vivid as if you saw them yesterday, because in your brain's theater, time doesn't work the way it does when you're awake. Your dreaming brain doesn't simply replay memories like watching old movies. According to research published in Nature Neuroscience, your brain actively rehearses and reorganizes experiences during REM sleep. Scientists using advanced brain imaging discovered that the same neural patterns that fire when you experience something during the day reactivate during dreams, but in new combinations. When someone from your past appears in your dream, your brain might be combining their face with current emotions, their voice with recent conversations you've had with others, their presence with situations they never actually experienced with you. This isn't confusion or malfunction. It's your brain's way of integrating old experiences with new understanding, finding patterns across time, connecting who you were with who you are now. Dreams serve as rehearsal space where your mind can safely explore different versions of the past, present, and possible futures. Even while you sleep, your hippocampus continues its work as your brain's filing system. This small but crucial structure processes approximately 30,000 bits of sensory information every second during your waking hours. At night, it doesn't rest but shifts its focus. During sleep, your hippocampus replays the day's experiences at accelerated speeds, compressing hours of experience into minutes of neural activity, testing which memories deserve permanent storage. People from your past already have established files in this system, strong neural pathways that were formed through repeated interactions, emotional significance, or formative experiences. When your hippocampus activates these old files during sleep, those people can appear in your dreams with startling clarity. Sometimes, the filing system makes unexpected connections, which is why you might dream about your childhood best friend on the same night you faced a challenge, similar to one you experienced together decades ago. Not all memories are created equal in your brain's filing system. The amygdala, your brain's emotional processing center, acts like a highlighter, marking certain memories as especially meaningful. Research shows that emotionally charged experiences create stronger, more durable memory traces than neutral events. This is why you might clearly remember someone you knew for only a few months in high school, but struggle to recall colleagues you worked with for years. The emotional intensity of those teenage experiences, when your brain was highly plastic and responsive, created deeply etched memories. When you dream about people from your past, you're often dreaming about people who triggered strong emotions, whether positive or negative. Your brain tagged their memory files as significant, ensuring they would be preserved and periodically accessed, even decades later. The people who made you feel most alive, most afraid, most loved, or most hurt are the ones your dreaming mind returns to again and again. Time becomes fluid in dreams, and recent studies help explain why. Researchers studying sleep have found that the brain areas responsible for tracking time become less active during REM sleep. This allows your dreaming mind to compress decades into moments or stretch seconds into what feels like hours. When someone from your childhood appears in your dream, they might be the age they were when you knew them, or the age they would be now, or somehow both simultaneously. Your brain isn't bound by chronological logic during sleep. This temporal flexibility allows your mind to bring together people from different eras of your life, creating conversations that could never happen in waking reality. The past becomes present, and your mind can explore relationships outside the constraints of linear time. Your brain dedicates specific resources to remembering people and social interactions. The fusiform face area, located in your temporal lobe, specializes in recognizing and remembering faces. During sleep, particularly during REM periods, this area shows increased activity as your brain consolidates social memories. Research has revealed that dreaming specifically strengthens memories of social interactions, especially those involving emotional connection or conflict. When you dream about someone from your past, your brain might be strengthening the neural pathways associated with that relationship, even if you haven't seen them in years. This isn't nostalgia or random activation. It's your brain maintaining its social memory network, keeping track of the web of relationships that have shaped who you are. Every person you've ever known has left traces in your neural architecture, and during sleep, your brain tends to these traces, deciding which ones to preserve and which to let fade. Your dreaming brain doesn't simply replay emotional experiences. It recontextualizes them. When someone from your past appears in your dream, they might be accompanied by emotions that are completely different from what you felt about them in waking life. A person who hurt you might appear in a comforting role. Someone you loved might appear as a stranger. This emotional remixing serves a purpose. Your brain is testing different emotional responses to the same person, exploring alternative interpretations of your shared history. Dreams provide a safe space to feel things you couldn't allow yourself to feel when you were awake, or to release feelings you've been carrying for too long. The person from your past becomes a character in your mind's emotional laboratory, helping you process and integrate complex feelings that you might not even know you're still carrying. Your dreams rarely recreate complete, accurate memories. Instead, they combine fragments from different times and places, creating new scenes from old elements. Neuroscientists call this process memory binding, and research shows it happens most actively during the lighter stages of REM sleep. You might dream about a childhood friend, but the conversation you're having draws from words someone said to you last week. The location might be your current home, even though you never visited each other's houses. Your brain is a master editor, splicing together clips from your memory archives to create new narratives. When people from your past appear in these edited scenes, they're serving as symbolic representations of aspects of yourselves or your life, not necessarily representing their actual selves. The person you dream about might matter less than what they represent to your unconscious mind: innocence, possibility, loss, love, or roads not taken. When you dream, your brain's network activity changes dramatically. The default mode network, active when your mind wanders during the day, becomes hyperactive during REM sleep. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for logical thinking and reality testing, decreases its activity. This shift explains why dreams feel so real despite their impossible logic. When someone from your past appears in your dream, your brain accepts their presence without question, because the critical thinking centers that would normally ask, "Why is my third grade teacher here?" are offline. This network shift allows your mind to access memories and make connections that would be suppressed by your waking logic. The past can blend with the present, impossible conversations can occur, and people long gone can return. All because your brain has temporarily suspended the boundaries between what is and what was. Your brain stores facial recognition separately from other types of information about people. This is why you might dream about someone whose face you recognize perfectly, but whose name you can't recall, even in the dream. Research has shown that facial memories persist in neural networks much longer than verbal memories. The fusiform gyrus, specialized for face processing, maintains detailed facial information for decades, while the temporal lobe region storing names and biographical details can degrade over time. When you dream about someone from your past, you might see their face exactly as it was, with every detail intact, even if you've forgotten their name, where they lived, or what they did. Your brain prioritizes facial recognition because for millions of years of human evolution, recognizing faces, friend or threat, was crucial for survival. These ancient priorities still shape what your dreaming mind preserves and presents. Your mind returns repeatedly to unresolved situations and unfinished emotional narratives. Dreams involving people from your past often center on relationships that ended without closure or situations that left lingering questions. Your brain seems to use dreams as a space to explore alternative endings, different conversations or paths not taken. This isn't wishful thinking or fantasy. It's your mind's attempt to achieve emotional completion, to integrate experiences that were left incomplete. The person who appears in your dream might represent an ongoing psychological task, something your unconscious mind is still trying to understand, accept, or release. Dreams become the space where you can have the conversation you never had, say the things you never said, or simply spend time with someone you miss, allowing your mind to move toward resolution, even if that resolution exists only in the private theater of sleep. Humans are story-making creatures, and this drive continues even in sleep. The brain's narrative network, involving regions like the angular gyrus and posterior cingulate cortex, remains active during dreaming, weaving disconnected memory fragments into coherent stories. When someone from your past appears in your dream, they become characters in whatever story your brain is constructing that night. Recent research has revealed that the brain prioritizes narrative coherence in dreams over factual accuracy. Your mind will adjust details, combine time periods, and even create entirely new scenes to make the story feel complete. The person from your past might be carrying a message, offering advice, or simply appearing in a role that serves the dream's narrative purpose. They become part of your mind's ongoing attempt to make sense of your life, to find patterns and meaning in the accumulation of experiences that make you who you are. Not all memories are equally preserved during sleep. Research has demonstrated that sleep specifically strengthens memories that your brain deems personally meaningful or emotionally significant. During the night, your brain literally prunes away less relevant neural connections while strengthening the ones associated with meaningful experiences. People from your past who appear frequently in your dreams are likely connected to memories your brain has marked as valuable to preserve. These might be people who taught you something crucial, people with whom you shared formative experiences, or people who represented something significant in your development. Your dreaming mind returns to them not randomly, but because your neural architecture has marked them as central to your story. Each dream about them strengthens those neural pathways a little more, ensuring that these memories and the lessons they contain remain accessible across your lifetime. During REM sleep, your emotional processing centers become more active than they are during waking hours. The amygdala, which processes emotions, shows increased activity, while the prefrontal cortex, which regulates emotional responses, shows decreased activity. This combination creates an emotional intensity in dreams that rarely occurs in waking life. When someone from your past appears in your dream, you might feel emotions toward them that are stronger, purer, or more complex than anything you felt during the actual relationship. This isn't exaggeration. It's your emotional brain working without the usual filters and controls, accessing the full intensity of feelings you might have suppressed, modified, or never fully processed when you were awake. Dreams allow you to feel things fully, safely, in the privacy of your sleeping mind, which is one reason why you sometimes wake with tears on your face or a sense of profound loss for someone you haven't thought about in years. Even people you haven't seen in decades remain part of your brain's internal social map. Neuroscientists have discovered that the brain maintains a complex network representing all significant relationships throughout your life, not just current ones. This network, involving the temporal parietal junction and medial prefrontal cortex, helps you understand social situations by drawing on past experiences. When you dream about someone from your past, you're accessing this social map, which contains not just facts about the person, but patterns of interaction, emotional responses, and social dynamics you learned from that relationship. Your brain preserves these patterns because they inform how you navigate current relationships. The friend who betrayed you in middle school taught you about trust. The teacher who believed in you taught you about encouragement. These people remain active in your social understanding, and during sleep, your mind revisits them, maintaining and updating the social wisdom they helped you develop. Your brain stores two types of long-term memory: semantic memory, which holds facts and concepts, and episodic memory, which contains personal experiences. During dreams, these systems become unusually interconnected. Dreams blend what you know with what you've experienced, creating hybrid memories that combine actual events with general knowledge. When you dream about someone from your past, you might be combining episodic memories of specific moments you shared with semantic knowledge you've gained since then. You might dream about a childhood friend and find yourself explaining something to them that you didn't learn until adulthood. Or you might see them in a setting that combines your actual memories with symbolic representations of concepts. This blending allows your brain to integrate old experiences with new understanding, updating your memories not by changing the facts, but by changing how you interpret them through the lens of everything you've learned since. Sometimes you dream about someone you're certain you've never seen before, only to realize later that their face belonged to someone from your distant past. Your brain stores far more faces than your conscious memory can recall. Research estimates that the average person's brain holds recognizable images of thousands of faces accumulated throughout life, even if conscious memory can't attach names or contexts to most of them. During dreams, these stored faces can resurface. The person who feels like a stranger in your dream might have been someone you passed regularly on your commute 10 years ago, a clerk at a store you visited once, or a person in the background of a childhood photo. Your brain registered and stored their face without your conscious awareness, and during sleep, when your unconscious has full access to your memory banks, these forgotten faces can emerge, appearing in new roles, carrying messages they never spoke, playing parts in dramas they never knew existed. While dreams intensify some emotions, they can also create helpful emotional distance from painful memories. REM sleep helps process traumatic or distressing memories by reactivating them in a neurochemical environment that's lower in stress hormones like norepinephrine. When someone from your past who's associated with difficult memories appears in your dream, your brain might be working to separate the memory from its emotional charge, allowing you to remember what happened without being overwhelmed by how it felt. This process, sometimes called emotional memory processing, explains why people from painful periods of your life can appear in dreams that don't feel painful, or why you might dream about someone who hurt you without experiencing the hurt. Your sleeping brain is gently loosening the emotional grip these memories have on you, helping you integrate them into your life story without being defined by them. Every time you remember something, you actually change it slightly. This process, called memory reconsolidation, becomes especially active during sleep. Research has revealed that when memories are reactivated during sleep, they become temporarily unstable and open to modification before being stored again. When you dream about someone from your past, you're not just remembering them, you're potentially updating that memory. The emotions you bring to the dream, the context in which they appear, and the narrative role they play can all subtly alter how your brain stores that memory going forward. This isn't fabrication or false memory. It's your brain's natural process of keeping memories relevant and integrated with your current self. The person from your past who appears in your dreams becomes slightly different each time, shaped by who you are now, not just who you were then, allowing your memories to grow and change along with you. Dreams provide recognition that waking life sometimes denies. Relationships, formative experiences, and significant moments can pass without the acknowledgement they deserved. Dreams honor these belatedly. When someone from your past appears in your dream, it's your unconscious mind saying, "This mattered, this person mattered." What you experienced together shaped who you are. Dreams honor what was significant, even if no one else knows or understands its significance, even if the person themselves doesn't know how they affected you. This honoring validates your experience, confirms your perceptions, ensures that what shaped you receives the acknowledgement it deserves. Your dreaming mind is a witness that never forgets, never dismisses, never minimizes what was real and meaningful in your life. Regardless of how much time has passed or how the relationship ended, your dreaming mind creates conversations between different versions of yourself across time. When someone from your past appears in your dream, they often represent not just themselves, but the person you were when you knew them. Neuroscience suggests that dreams help integrate different aspects of your identity across your lifespan. The child you were, the teenager you were, the young adult you were, these versions of yourself are preserved in your neural architecture, and during dreams, they can emerge and interact with who you are now. The person from your past becomes a bridge to an earlier version of yourself, allowing you to access perspectives, feelings, and possibilities that younger self held. This dialogue across time helps maintain a coherent sense of identity, despite all the changes you've undergone, reminding you that you're still the same person who experienced all those different moments, even as you continue to become someone new. Think of your memory system as a garden that needs tending, and dreams as the nighttime gardening. During sleep, your brain actively decides which memory pathways to strengthen and which to let weaken. People from your past who appear regularly in your dreams are like perennials in this garden, memories your brain has decided to keep cultivating rather than letting fade. This isn't always under conscious control. Your unconscious mind, guided by emotional significance and psychological need, makes these decisions without asking your waking self. Someone might appear in your dreams frequently not because you consciously think about them, but because your deeper mind recognizes that the memory still serves a purpose, unfinished emotional work, unresolved questions, ongoing influence on your current choices, or simply because the relationship contains something your psyche isn't ready to release. When people from your past visit your dreams, they arrive through specific neural pathways that researchers are mapping with increasing precision. Advanced neuroimaging has identified the exact brain regions that activate when dreamers encounter specific familiar faces. The posterior superior temporal sulcus, which processes biological motion and social perception, shows distinct patterns when processing faces of people from different periods of your life. The anterior temporal lobe, storing semantic knowledge about people, lights up with different intensities depending on how well you knew the person and how much emotional weight the relationship carried. These aren't random activations. They're your brain accessing carefully indexed files, pulling specific people from storage based on complex criteria that involve current emotional states, recent experiences, ongoing psychological processes, and the mysterious logic of the unconscious mind that we're only beginning to understand. Despite everything science reveals about the mechanics of memory and dreaming, something remains beautifully mysterious. People from your past continue to exist in your dreams because, in a very real sense, they continue to exist in you. Every significant relationship you've ever had shaped your neural pathways, influenced your development, and contributed to who you became. When they appear in your dreams, they're not just memories or symbols. They're living aspects of your ongoing story. Proof that connection transcends time and distance. Evidence that love, friendship, grief, and meaning don't simply end when people leave your daily life. Your brain preserves them, your unconscious honors them, and your dreams invite them back, not as ghosts, but as integral parts of the person you are and are still becoming. And now, halfway through the opening act of tonight's journey, we pause to acknowledge that your own theater is active. Right now, perhaps already beginning to show you glimpses of faces that matter, memories that persist, and the eternal dialogue between past and present. Let's pause here in the gentle darkness. Take a slow, deep breath, and as you release it, imagine you're releasing one small fragment of the past that you've been carrying. You don't need to name it. Just feel it loosening, becoming lighter. The people from your past who visit your dreams, they don't need you to hold on to them with such tight fists. They exist in you already, woven into who you are. Breathe in acceptance. Breathe out resistance. Feel yourself becoming spacious, making room for memories to exist without overwhelming you. The past has shaped you, but it doesn't define you. In this moment, you're simply here, breathing, resting, allowing. And now we continue, moving deeper into understanding. Your brain doesn't store memories in single locations like files in a cabinet. Instead, each memory is distributed across multiple brain regions, a network that must reassemble every time you recall something. During dreams, this reassembly process works differently than during waking recall. Research has found that during REM sleep, memories reassemble with more creative combinations and less rigid adherence to how events actually occurred. When someone from your past appears in your dream, your brain is pulling together their face from the visual cortex, their voice from auditory memory, emotional associations from the limbic system, and contextual information from the hippocampus, then combining all these fragments into a coherent experience. The process is more like improvisation than playback, which explains why the person might seem both exactly right and subtly different from how they actually were. Human brains evolved to prioritize social information above almost everything else. Modern neuroimaging studies show that memories involving other people activate more extensive neural networks than memories of objects, places, or abstract concepts. During sleep, this priority continues. Brain activity throughout the night shows that social memories are rehearsed more frequently during REM periods than non-social memories. Your brain dedicates more resources to remembering people than to remembering almost anything else. This evolutionary priority explains why dreams are so populated by faces, why you remember conversations more vividly than facts, and why someone from your past can appear in your dreams with crystalline clarity, while other details of the dream remain vague and shifting. Your brain considers people valuable enough to preserve with extra care and revisit with extra frequency. Your brain doesn't just store memories, it indexes them by emotion. The way you felt during an experience becomes a retrieval cue that your brain uses to organize and access memories. Researchers demonstrated that memories sharing similar emotional tones are stored in related neural networks, even if the events themselves were unrelated. When you're feeling a particular emotion, memories tagged with that same emotion become more accessible. This explains why someone from your past might suddenly appear in your dreams when you're experiencing feelings similar to those you felt when you knew them. If you're feeling uncertain, your brain might pull up people from periods of uncertainty in your life. If you're feeling hopeful, people associated with hope and possibility become more accessible. The person in your dream isn't random. They're emotionally relevant to your current state, even if the connection isn't obvious to your conscious mind. Every memory you hold contributes to your sense of who you are. Psychological research has shown that people's sense of identity is constructed from a relatively small set of defining memories, most of which involve other people. These identity-defining memories receive special treatment in your brain's storage systems, being rehearsed more frequently and preserved more carefully. When someone from your past appears in your dreams, especially repeatedly, they're often connected to these core identity memories. They were present during moments when you learned something crucial about yourself, made significant decisions, or experienced events that changed your direction. Your dreaming mind returns to these people because they're witnesses to your becoming, markers of who you were at crucial junctures, and therefore essential to understanding who you are now. Nostalgia activates a unique pattern of brain activity involving memory, emotion, and reward systems simultaneously. When you dream about someone from your past with a sense of nostalgia, you're experiencing a complex neural phenomenon. Research has shown that nostalgic memories activate the hippocampus for memory, the amygdala for emotion, and the ventral striatum for reward in a coordinated pattern. This tri-system activation makes nostalgic dreams feel especially vivid and emotionally rich. The person from your past becomes surrounded by a warm glow of positive emotion, even if the actual relationship was complicated or the time period was difficult. Your brain is highlighting the meaningful aspects of that period, extracting what was valuable from the experience, allowing you to appreciate what was without being trapped in what was lost. Memories are easier to recall when you're in a context similar to where they were formed. This principle, well established in memory research, operates powerfully in dreams. When your current life circumstances resemble past situations, your brain activates memories from those similar contexts. People dream more frequently about past relationships when experiencing relationship challenges, about former colleagues during career transitions, and about family members from childhood when dealing with family issues in adulthood. The person from your past who appears in your dream often represents a situation you've faced before, a pattern you're repeating, or a challenge you've overcome previously. Your brain is pulling up relevant case studies from your personal history, showing you not just who they were, but what you're facing now. Not all memory consolidation requires sleep, but certain types of memories, particularly emotional and procedural memories, consolidate primarily during sleep. Research has revealed that memories of how to navigate social situations, handle conflicts, and maintain relationships are specifically strengthened during REM sleep. When you dream about someone from your past with whom you had a complicated relationship, your brain might be consolidating the social and emotional lessons from that relationship, extracting the wisdom from the experience even years after the relationship ended. The person appears not because you haven't moved on, but because your brain recognizes there's still something to learn, some pattern to understand more deeply, some insight that hasn't yet been fully integrated into your current approach to relationships. Your life story exists in your brain as autobiographical memory, a narrative that connects your experiences into a coherent whole. This narrative is constantly being updated and reconstructed, especially during sleep. Neuroscientists have discovered that during REM periods, your brain actively reorganizes your autobiographical memory, adjusting the narrative to accommodate new experiences and changing self-understanding. When people from your past appear in dreams, they're often appearing at moments when your brain is revising the story of your life, reconsidering the meaning of earlier chapters in light of current chapters. They represent periods of your life that are being re-evaluated, reintegrated, or reconnected to your current experience. Your brain is ensuring that your life story makes sense as a whole, that the person you are now can recognize themselves in the person you were then. Memories of shared experiences create particularly strong neural pathways. When you experienced something with another person, your brain encoded not just the event but the fact of sharing it, creating what researchers call socially distributed memory. Studies have shown that memories of shared experiences activate additional brain regions related to theory of mind and social cognition. When someone you shared experiences with appears in your dreams, you're accessing these specially marked memories, reminding yourself of times when you weren't alone, when your experience was witnessed and validated by another person. Even if you haven't seen them in years, the neural trace of that shared witnessing remains, and during dreams, your mind can return to that feeling of connection, of being known, of having someone who remembers the same moments you remembers. Normally, memories fade according to a predictable pattern called the forgetting curve, with most forgetting occurring in the hours and days immediately after an experience. However, certain memories resist this curve, remaining vivid for decades. Sleep plays a crucial role in determining which memories escape the forgetting curve. Research has demonstrated that memories reactivated during sleep are protected from forgetting, as if sleep stamps them with a preserve permanently tag. People from your past who appear in your dreams are benefiting from this preservation mechanism. Each time they appear in a dream, the memory of them is reactivated and reconsolidated, protecting it from the natural fading that affects most memories. Your dreaming mind is actively deciding to preserve these people and the experiences you shared with them, marking them as too meaningful to let disappear. Your brain is constantly searching for patterns, and this search continues during sleep. One function of dreams appears to be identifying patterns across different periods of your life, connecting similar experiences separated by years or decades. When someone from your past appears in your dream, particularly in scenarios that mirror current situations, your brain might be highlighting a pattern. You're facing a similar challenge, experiencing similar emotions, or making similar choices. The person represents a previous instance of this pattern, a reference point that helps you understand what you're experiencing now. This pattern recognition operates mostly unconsciously. You might not consciously notice the similarity between past and present, but your dreaming mind does, and it uses people from your past as symbolic markers of patterns you're repeating or breaking. Emotional memories consolidate differently than neutral memories, involving more complex interactions between multiple brain systems. Research has shown that during sleep, emotional memories are processed through additional loops involving the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, which help integrate the emotion with cognitive understanding. When you dream about someone from your past with whom you shared intense emotions, positive or negative, your brain is working to fully process those emotions, connecting them to broader understanding and potentially transforming raw emotional memory into wisdom. The person in your dream becomes a vehicle for this emotional processing, allowing you to revisit the feelings in a context where you have the distance and safety to fully feel them, understand them, and integrate them into your emotional development. When your mind wanders during waking hours, a network of brain regions called the default mode network activates, involving areas associated with self-referential thinking, autobiographical memory, and imagining the future. This same network becomes hyperactive during REM sleep. Recent neuroimaging studies show that the default mode network during dreams is particularly focused on social cognition and self-concept. When you dream about people from your past, this network is exploring questions of identity, who you were with them, who you became after them, how they influenced your development, and how the person you were then relates to the person you are now. These dreams are your brain's way of maintaining a continuous sense of self across time, ensuring that despite all the changes you've undergone, you can still recognize yourself as the same person who lived through all those different experiences with all those different people. Dreams don't just preserve memories, they create new combinations and possibilities from existing elements. The creative aspect of dreaming involves reactivating memories in novel contexts and combinations. When someone from your past appears in your dream doing something they never did, or saying something they never said, your brain is being creative with memory, exploring possibilities and alternatives. This creative recombination serves several purposes. It can help you imagine how past relationships might have been different, explore alternative outcomes to past events, or apply wisdom from one relationship to understand another. The person from your past becomes raw material for your brain's creative problem solving. Their characteristics and your history with them being recombined in ways that might offer insights or solutions you couldn't access through purely logical thinking. Even when you're alone and asleep, your social brain remains active. The neural networks involved in understanding others, predicting social behavior, and maintaining relationships continue processing during sleep. Research has revealed that during REM sleep, brain regions associated with theory of mind, understanding others' perspectives, and social reasoning show activity patterns similar to waking social interaction. When people from your past appear in your dreams, your social brain is essentially practicing, maintaining its capacity to understand and relate to others by revisiting past relationships. These dream encounters keep your social skills sharp, help you understand relationship patterns, and allow you to continue processing social learning from relationships that ended long ago. The people from your past serve as training data for your ongoing social development, their presence in your dreams contributing to your ability to navigate current and future relationships. Your brain doesn't preserve memories democratically. It prioritizes experiences that had emotional impact, a principle called emotional salience. Research consistently shows that emotionally charged events create stronger, longer-lasting memories than neutral events. When someone from your past appears in your dreams, they almost certainly represent a relationship that carried emotional weight, love, conflict, admiration, fear, joy, or loss. Your brain marked these memories as valuable enough to preserve and periodically revisit. The intensity of the emotion matters more than whether the emotion was positive or negative. Someone who made you intensely happy and someone who caused you intense pain are both more likely to appear in dreams than someone you felt neutral about, because both shaped your emotional development and left strong traces in your neural architecture. Human minds seek closure and completion. When stories remain unfinished, when conversations end abruptly, when relationships conclude without proper endings, your brain continues trying to complete the narrative. Psychological research has demonstrated that dreams frequently feature scenarios that provide closure to unresolved situations. Someone from your past might appear in your dreams because the relationship ended without the ending you needed, without explanation, without the chance to say what you needed to say or hear what you needed to hear. Your dreaming mind creates scenarios that provide emotional closure, not because you can't move on, but because your narrative-making brain needs stories to feel complete. These dreams don't indicate that you're stuck in the past, but that your mind is actively working to integrate that relationship into your life story in a way that feels resolved. Memories are partially organized by time, and certain dates or seasons can trigger the emergence of associated memories. This phenomenon, called anniversary effects, operates even when you're not consciously aware of the timing. Research has found that people are more likely to dream about significant others, friends or family members around the anniversary of when they met, when relationships ended, or when significant events occurred together. Even if they're not consciously thinking about these anniversaries, your brain maintains a temporal index of significant events, and when current dates align with past significant dates, associated memories become more accessible. Someone from your past might appear in your dreams in December. Not randomly, but because you first met them in December 20 years ago, or because something meaningful happened between you during a past December, even if your conscious mind has forgotten the specific dates. When you're experiencing stress, uncertainty, or difficulty in your current life, your brain often accesses memories from times when you felt safe, supported, or capable. This is why someone from your past who represented security or comfort might appear in your dreams during challenging periods, even if you haven't thought about them in years. Research has shown that stress activates nostalgic memories as a coping mechanism, and this process continues during sleep. The person who appears in your dream might be someone who helped you through a difficult time, someone who believed in you when you doubted yourself, or someone whose presence made you feel less alone. Your brain is providing you with a reminder of times when you survived challenges, when you had support, when you found your way through difficulty. Their appearance is a resource your unconscious is offering you. Evidence that you faced hard things before and emerged intact. Sometimes the person from your past who appears in your dream represents not themselves, but something about yourself or your current life. Dream researchers have long understood that people in dreams can function symbolically. Someone might appear because they embodied a quality you're currently needing or struggling with: courage, creativity, authenticity, or freedom. They might represent a version of yourself from that time period, or a road not taken, or a possibility you're reconsidering. When your former mentor appears in a dream, your brain might be addressing your need for guidance. When an old friend who was adventurous appears, you might be processing your own relationship to risk and spontaneity. The person is both themselves and a symbol, both a real memory and a metaphor, serving multiple functions simultaneously in the complex symbolic language of dreams. While dreams often feature people from your distant past, there's usually a recent trigger that activated that memory. This might be something you saw, heard, or experienced in the day or two before the dream that shared some quality with that person or that time period. Memory researchers call this priming. Recent experiences that activate related neural networks, making associated memories more accessible. You might dream about a childhood friend because you recently heard a song popular during that period, because you passed by the neighborhood where they lived, or because you had an experience that echoed something you experienced with them. Your brain made a connection between past and present that your conscious mind might not have noticed, and during sleep, it followed that connection back to the source, bringing that person into your dream as a way of exploring the link between then and now. People dream more frequently about individuals from their past during periods of life transition, changing jobs, moving locations, entering or leaving relationships, or reaching milestone ages. Research has shown that during transitions, brain activity during sleep increases in regions associated with autobiographical memory and identity processing. When you're becoming someone new, your brain reviews who you've been and the people who were significant during previous transitions or defining periods become accessible. If you're going through a career change, you might dream about people from earlier career stages. If you're navigating a relationship transition, people from past relationships might appear. These aren't distractions from the present, but resources from the past, reminders of who you've been and how you've navigated change before, helping you maintain continuity of identity even as you transform. Firsts leave disproportionately strong memory traces. First love, first friendship, first mentor, first betrayal, first loss. Neuroscience research has shown that novel experiences create stronger neural pathways than repeated experiences, and these first-time experiences often occur during adolescence and young adulthood, when the brain is still highly plastic. People from these formative periods appear frequently in dreams, not because those relationships were necessarily better or more significant than later ones, but because they were firsts, because they shaped your understanding of what love, friendship, mentorship, or loss meant before you had previous experiences to compare them to. Your brain preserves these original templates, and during sleep, it returns to them, using them as reference points to understand all the similar experiences that came after. Grief doesn't follow neat timelines, and neither do dreams about people you've lost. Research on bereavement consistently shows that dreams about deceased loved ones can continue for decades, and these dreams serve valuable functions in ongoing grief processing. When someone from your past who has died appears in your dream, your mind might be working through new layers of loss, finding new things to miss, or integrating their absence into new stages of your life. You might grieve them differently at 30 than you did at 20, differently at 50 than you did at 40, because you're a different person at each stage, missing different things, understanding the relationship from different perspectives. Dreams allow this ongoing grief work to continue, providing space to maintain connection with the person while accepting their absence, to hold both the love and the loss simultaneously. Despite everything neuroscience reveals about memory, emotion, and dreaming, something remains beyond complete explanation. Why does one particular person appear in your dreams tonight, rather than another? Why does a relationship from decades ago suddenly feel present and urgent? Why do some people appear once and never again while others return repeatedly across years? The mechanisms are real neural activation, emotional salience, memory consolidation. All of these processes are measurably occurring. But the specific content, the particular choices your unconscious makes, the meaning these dreams hold for you, these elements retain an essential mystery. Your brain is more than the sum of its parts. your mind more than the activity of neurons, and your dreams more than the random firing of sleeping networks. Science describes the how, but the why, the meaning, the personal significance, these belong to you alone. To the unique story only you are living, to the mysterious depths where memory, emotion, and meaning intertwine in ways that transcend complete explanation. You're still here with me, thoughts still flickering like candlelight. Just notice, don't judge. Just notice where your mind is. We're exploring consciousness itself, the very thing doing the exploring right now. Strange, beautiful, and perfectly calm. Let's drift onward together, halfway through our journey now. Breathe with me. Notice how some memories feel heavy, like stones you've been carrying in your pockets without realizing it. The people from your past who visit your dreams, they're not asking you to carry them. They're simply there, part of your story, woven into who you are. Imagine for a moment that you could set down the weight without losing the memory. Keep the lesson, release the burden. Keep the love, release the longing. Keep the love, release the longing. Keep the wisdom, release the regret. Breathe in what you want to keep. Breathe out what you're ready to release. Your past has brought you here, to this moment, to this breath, to this gentle peace. That was its purpose. You don't need to hold it so tightly anymore. Let it simply be what it was, perfect in its imperfection, complete in its incompleteness. And now we continue, lighter than before. Closure is a psychological need, not just a preference. When relationships or experiences end ambiguously, the human mind experiences cognitive dissonance, the unsettled feeling of unresolved narratives. Dreams about people from your past often function as the mind's attempt to create closure when external circumstances didn't provide it. You might dream about a conversation you never had, an apology you never received, or a goodbye that never happened. These aren't fantasies or wish fulfillment in the simplistic sense. They're your psyche's way of completing what was left incomplete, finding resolution within yourself when resolution from the other person isn't possible. Research has shown that people who dream about ended relationships report feeling more at peace with those relationships over time, suggesting that dreams actively contribute to emotional healing and acceptance. Your attachment style, the patterns of relating you developed in early relationships, influences who appears in your dreams, and how people with anxious attachment styles, formed when early caregivers were inconsistent, tend to dream more frequently about past relationships and experience more anxiety in those dreams. Those with avoidant attachment styles dream less often about people from their past and with less emotional intensity. Secure attachment is associated with dreams that process past relationships with balanced emotions, neither avoiding nor obsessing. Understanding this connection helps explain why some people are visited frequently by past figures, while others rarely experience these dreams. Your attachment system, operating unconsciously, determines how much psychological energy your mind dedicates to processing past relationships during sleep, and whether that processing feels anxious, avoidant, or integrated. Humans naturally engage in counterfactual thinking, imagining how things might have been different if circumstances or choices had been different. When someone from your past appears in your dream and events unfold differently than they did in reality, your mind isn't denying what happened. It's exploring alternatives, testing different possibilities, asking what if. This serves several purposes. It helps you understand the consequences of choices process regret or relief, and recognize that you had agency even when you felt powerless. Someone might appear in a dream where you make different choices, where they make different choices, or where circumstances align differently. These counterfactual dreams help you make peace with what actually happened by seeing that different outcomes had their own challenges, and that the path you took, while perhaps not perfect, was valid and led you to who you are now. Psychologists have observed that people tend to repeat relationship patterns, unconsciously seeking out similar dynamics or situations to ones they've experienced before. This phenomenon, called repetition compulsion, appears in dreams as well. You might dream about someone from your past when you're unconsciously repeating patterns from that relationship in a current situation. The dream isn't random nostalgia, but a warning signal or an invitation to awareness. Your unconscious recognizes the pattern before your conscious mind does and brings up the original instance as a reference point. This is your psyche's way of saying, "Pay attention, this feels familiar," giving you the opportunity to recognize the pattern and make different choices if you wish. The person from your past becomes a teacher, showing you what you learned from them and asking whether you want to apply those lessons or break that pattern. Memory isn't photographic, it's reconstructive and often idealizing. People and relationships from your past can become idealized over time, especially if current circumstances are disappointing. When someone from your past appears in your dream surrounded by warm feelings and golden-tinged memories, your mind might be creating a contrast with present difficulties. This idealization serves a purpose. It reminds you that better is possible, that you've experienced moments of connection or happiness or growth. However, it can also become a trap if the idealized past prevents you from engaging fully with the imperfect present. Dreams featuring idealized figures from your past are invitations to examine whether you're using the past as an escape from the present or as a resource for understanding what you truly value and what's genuinely possible in relationships. Betrayal creates particularly persistent memory traces because it violates trust and disrupts your fundamental assumptions about safety in relationships. When someone who betrayed you appears in your dreams, your mind is often still working to integrate that experience. Research on betrayal trauma shows that healing involves not just processing the event, but rebuilding trust in yourself and others. Dreams might replay the betrayal, explore alternative scenarios, or create situations where trust is tested again. These aren't signs that you haven't healed, but evidence that healing is ongoing, that your psyche is slowly reorganizing your understanding of trust, boundaries, and relationship safety. The person who betrayed you appears not because you can't forgive, but because the lesson they taught you, however painful, needs to be fully integrated into your wisdom about navigating relationships. Some of the most emotionally intense dreams involve reunions with people from your past, especially those who have died or from whom you're permanently separated. These reunion dreams often feel remarkably real and leave you waking with intense emotions. Research suggests these dreams serve valuable healing functions. They allow continued connection with people you've lost, provide opportunities for conversations that never happened in waking life, and help you process ongoing grief or longing. The person appears not as a ghost haunting you, but as a gift from your unconscious, a temporary bridge across the separation. A reminder that love and connection transcend physical presence. These dreams can bring both joy and renewed grief, but many people report them as profoundly meaningful experiences that help them carry forward relationships that matter despite physical absence. Forgiveness is a complex psychological process that often occurs gradually and unconsciously. Dreams can be part of this process, creating scenarios where you interact with someone who hurt you from a different emotional state than you had when the hurt occurred. You might dream about someone you're angry with and feel compassion for them in the dream. You might see them suffering and feel empathy rather than satisfaction. These dreams don't mean you're betraying yourself by softening towards someone who harmed you. They indicate that your psyche is working toward emotional freedom, finding ways to release the hold that anger and hurt have on you. Forgiveness in dreams often happens before it's possible in waking consciousness, and these dreams can pave the way for eventual conscious forgiveness or acceptance, allowing you to be free of the burden of carrying resentment. In Jungian psychology, the shadow represents parts of yourself that you've repressed, denied, or failed to acknowledge. Sometimes people from your past appear in dreams representing aspects of your shadow. Someone you intensely disliked might represent qualities you can't accept in yourself. Someone you admired might represent potential you've left undeveloped. These dreams invite integration, asking you to reclaim parts of yourself that you've projected onto others. The person from your past becomes a mirror, showing you not just themselves, but aspects of yourself that you need to see and accept. This doesn't diminish the reality of who they were. It recognizes that everyone in your life serves dual purposes, existing as themselves and as reflections of parts of yourself that you're working to understand and integrate. Shame and regret create particularly sticky memories because they involve negative judgments about yourself. When you dream about situations or people associated with shame or regret, your mind is attempting to process and metabolize these difficult emotions. You might dream about someone who witnessed you at your worst, someone you hurt, or someone you disappointed. These dreams can be painful, but they serve the valuable function of helping you come to terms with your imperfections and past mistakes. Rather than avoiding these memories, your dreaming mind approaches them repeatedly, gradually reducing their emotional charge, helping you move from shame to self-compassion, from regret to acceptance. The people who appear in these dreams are witnesses to your humanity, reminding you that you're fallible and that self-forgiveness is both necessary and possible. Love doesn't end cleanly when relationships end. Whether through death, distance, or deliberate separation, relationships can end while love continues. Dreams provide space for this continuing love to exist and be expressed. When you dream about someone you still love but can't be with, your dreaming mind is honoring the reality of that love without demanding that circumstances change. These dreams acknowledge that you can simultaneously accept that a relationship is over and recognize that the love was real and remains part of you. They create a space where the relationship can continue in a form that doesn't interfere with your waking life, allowing you to carry forward the love without being trapped in longing. This isn't refusing to let go. It's recognizing that love itself doesn't need to be released, only the expectation that it will lead to a particular outcome. Sometimes people from your past appear in dreams involving death, which rarely predicts actual death, but usually symbolizes transformation. Dreaming about someone dying or being dead often represents the death of your relationship with them, the death of who you were when you knew them, or the death of patterns or beliefs associated with that time period. These dreams mark transitions and endings, helping you release what was so you can move into what will be. Conversely, dreaming about someone returning from death often symbolizes the resurrection of qualities, possibilities, or aspects of yourself that you thought were gone, but are actually available again. These symbolic dreams use the ultimate transformations, death and rebirth, to help you navigate the transformations you're experiencing in your waking life. Some dreams about people from your past seem to serve the simple but profound function of validating that your experiences were real and witnessed. You might dream about a friend from a difficult period of your life, simply being present with you, acknowledging what you went through together. These dreams don't necessarily work through conflict or teach lessons. They simply remember, and in remembering together, they validate. For experiences that others in your current life don't know about or understand, these dreams provide witness. They remind you that you weren't always who you are now, that you've traveled through different landscapes, that your history is real even if no one in your present life shares it. This witnessing function is particularly valuable for traumatic or transformative experiences that shaped you, but that you rarely discuss. Your brain uses dreams to work through problems, and sometimes the problems involve questions about yourself or your life that you haven't consciously articulated. Someone from your past might appear as your mind works through questions like, am I repeating patterns? Have I grown? What did I learn from that experience? Am I being true to myself? The person becomes a point of comparison, a reference that helps you measure change or recognize stagnation. You might dream about a past version of yourself through the proxy of someone who knew that version of you, examining who you were then and comparing it to who you are now. These dreams are part of your ongoing self-authorship, the continuous process of understanding your life as a coherent story with development, change, and hopefully growth across time. You contain within you every version of yourself you've ever been. The child you were, the adolescent, the young adult, the person at 30, 40, 50. All these selves coexist in your psychological architecture. People from your past are associated with specific versions of yourselves and can serve as bridges to those earlier selves. When someone from your teenage years appears in a dream, they bring with them access to who you were at that age, your hopes, fears, worldview, and possibilities as they existed then. These dreams help maintain continuity across your lifespan, ensuring that the person you are now can still access and integrate all the people you've been. This integration is essential for psychological health. You need to remain connected to your earlier selves, even as you continue to evolve, and the people who knew those earlier versions of you help facilitate that connection. Early attachment experiences shape your capacity for connection throughout life. But these patterns aren't fixed. Research shows that attachment can be earned or repaired through later relationships and through internal work. Dreams sometimes participate in this repair process. You might dream about early caregivers or formative relationships in ways that provide experiences you needed but didn't receive. Being seen, being valued, being comforted, or being believed in. While these dream experiences don't change what actually happened, they can help repair your internal working models of relationships. Your psyche, in its wisdom, provides experiences in dreams that begin to fill developmental gaps, offering yourself through the dream what others couldn't offer you in waking life. This is one of dreams' most remarkable healing capacities, the ability to give yourself what you needed, even belatedly, even symbolically. Sometimes people from your past appear in dreams, not as themselves but as externalizations of internal conflicts you're experiencing. Different people might represent different parts of yourself or different values you're trying to reconcile. A dream might stage a conversation between two people from your past who never actually met, with each representing different perspectives on a decision you're facing, or different aspects of your identity. These dreams use the people you've known as characters in an internal drama, leveraging your memories of how they thought, spoke, and behaved to give voice to different parts of yourself. By externalizing internal conflict into dialogue between people from your past, your dreaming mind makes it easier to examine different perspectives and work toward integration or decision. We typically think of grief as something that follows death, but grief appears in many forms. Grief for lost possibilities, for roads not taken, for versions of yourself you'll never become, for relationships that didn't work out, for time you can't recover. People from your past can carry any of these forms of grief. When they appear in your dreams, you might be grieving not just the person, but what they represented. A possible future that didn't materialize. A version of yourself that existed with them, but can't exist anymore. A time in your life that's irretrievably past. These dreams allow you to grieve losses that don't have clear names or social recognition, validating feelings that you might not even consciously acknowledge. They create space for all the complicated forms grief can take, honoring what was lost, even when what was lost isn't easy to define. Many dreams about people from your past eventually move toward a theme of acceptance. After dreams that replay, question, revise, or rage against what happened, there often come dreams that simply accept. The person appears, and you interact with calm acknowledgement of what was, without trying to change it, without intense emotion, without unfinished business. These dreams mark significant psychological shifts, indicating that you've integrated that experience into your life story, that you've made peace with what happened and what didn't happen. Acceptance doesn't mean you think everything was good or right. It means you've stopped fighting with reality. You've released the demand that the past should have been different, and you can hold your experiences, even the painful ones, as part of the complex whole of your life. Your brain uses dreams as safe spaces to experiment with different ways of being in relationship. When someone from your past appears, you might interact with them in ways you never did in waking life, setting boundaries you couldn't set then, expressing feelings you suppressed, or receiving what you needed but didn't get. These aren't fantasies of rewriting history, but laboratories for developing new relational capacities. By practicing different responses in dreams, you're actually strengthening neural pathways associated with those responses, making them more accessible in your current relationships. The person from your past becomes a sparring partner for your emotional and relational development, allowing you to practice skills you're still learning without the real-world risks and consequences. Your past is layered like archaeological strata, with each period of your life deposited atop earlier periods, all still there, preserved in memory. People from your past are like artifacts that allow you to excavate these layers, to remember not just what happened, but who you were. When someone from 20 years ago appears in your dream, they give you access to that layer of yourself, to beliefs you held, emotions you felt, and possibilities you entertained that might have been buried under subsequent layers. These dreams are archaeological expeditions into your own history, and the people who appear are tools for excavation, helping you uncover parts of your story that have been covered over, but never truly gone. This archaeology serves the valuable purpose of maintaining connection to your complete history, ensuring you don't lose touch with where you've been in the process of moving toward where you're going. Sometimes people from your past appear in dreams, simply to give you permission to feel things you haven't allowed yourself to feel in waking life. You might dream about someone who encouraged your authentic expression, and find yourself in the dream being more honest, more vulnerable, or more fully yourself than you allow in daily life. These dreams remind you of times when you felt freer to be yourself, and they implicitly ask, what's preventing that freedom now? The person isn't necessarily special or uniquely enabling. They're a symbol of your own capacity for authenticity that existed with them, and therefore exists within you still, waiting to be reclaimed. They appear to remind you that you have already experienced what you're seeking, that you already know how to be more fully yourself, and that the permission you're seeking from external sources is actually yours to grant. Psychologists identify developmental tasks associated with different life stages: identity formation in adolescence, intimacy in young adulthood, generativity in middle age. Sometimes developmental tasks remain incomplete, and dreams allow continued work on these tasks even beyond their typical timeframes. People from periods when you were working on particular developmental challenges might appear in dreams as you continue that work. If you're still working on identity questions, people from your adolescence might appear. If you're processing intimacy and connection, people from young adulthood might surface. These dreams aren't regression, but completion. Your psyche's determination to finish what was started, to achieve developmental integration even if it takes longer than traditional timelines suggest. Every time you remember something, you change it slightly, a process called reconsolidation. This isn't a flaw, it's a feature that allows memories to remain relevant and integrated with your current self. When you dream about someone from your past, you're actively reshaping your memory of them and your relationship. Each dream slightly alters the memory, potentially reducing emotional intensity, adding new perspectives, or connecting the memory to new understanding. This process allows memories to evolve along with you, ensuring that your past remains in dialogue with your present rather than fixed and frozen. The people from your past who appear in dreams are being continuously updated, their meaning in your life being continuously revised, allowing your relationship with your own history to remain living and dynamic rather than static and finished. Dreams help you make meaning from your past. You don't just live through experiences, you interpret them, connect them, build narratives that explain who you are. People from your past are essential to this meaning-making because they shaped you. When they appear in dreams, your mind asks, what did this mean? How did this change me? These aren't questions you answer once. You return to them throughout your life, as new experiences shed different light on old events. The people who visit your dreams invite you to ongoing understanding, to finding wisdom in your story, to making sense of the journey that brought you here. You've traveled far tonight. Let yourself rest deeper now. Think about all the people who have passed through your life. So many faces, so many names, so many moments. Some taught you through kindness. Some taught you through pain. All of them contributed to the person breathing right here, right now. You don't need to hold on to anyone anymore. Not because they don't matter, but because they already live in you. They're part of your architecture now, built into how you see the world, how you love, how you protect yourself, how you grow. Breathe in gratitude for the lessons. Breathe out the need to keep the teachers. Feel how light you become when you stop trying to carry the past and instead let it simply be what it was. Perfectly imperfect, exactly what you needed to become who you are. The past has released you, now you release it back. Let's continue towards sleep now. Gentle and complete. Your sleeping brain performs a kind of alchemy, transforming raw emotional experiences into integrated wisdom. During REM sleep, the neurochemical environment of your brain changes. Stress hormones decrease while neurotransmitters associated with memory consolidation increase. This unique state allows you to process emotional memories without being overwhelmed by the emotions themselves. When someone from your past appears in your dream, they're undergoing this alchemical process. The pain they caused, the love you shared, the lessons you learned, all of these are being distilled into their essential forms, purified of the intensity that would interfere with integration. Dreams don't erase the past or change what happened. They change your relationship to what happened, gradually transforming even painful memories into sources of wisdom and strength. One of the gifts of dreaming about people from your past is the distance time provides. You might dream about someone who hurt you and find surprisingly that you can see them more compassionately now than you could when the hurt was fresh. This isn't excusing what they did, it's the natural result of perspective. With time and experience, you understand more about human complexity, about how hurt people, about how everyone is doing the best they can with the resources and understanding they have. Dreams create safe spaces to explore this more compassionate view without betraying yourself or your experience. The person from your past becomes more fully human in your dreams, and in seeing their humanity, you also see your capacity for both hurt and healing, for both judgment and forgiveness. Psychological health isn't about forgetting your past or transcending it. It's about integrating all your experiences into a coherent whole. When people from your past appear in your dreams, especially in dreams that feel calm or resolved, your psyche is successfully integrating those experiences. You're no longer split between the person you were with them and the person you are now. You're recognizing yourself as one continuous being who has lived through many experiences, learned many lessons, and contained many contradictions. This integration creates a sense of wholeness, of being complete, of having a life that makes sense as a story, even with all its complications and contradictions. The people from your past are chapters in that story, and dreams help ensure that you can read the whole book of your life as one connected narrative. You can't see your own growth while you're in it. You need points of comparison. People from your past serve this function in dreams, showing you who you were, so you can recognize who you've become. You might dream about handling a situation differently than you would have when you knew that person. Or you might see clearly how you've changed in values, priorities, or emotional maturity. These dreams don't usually announce, "Look how much you've grown." They simply show you, allowing you to witness your own development. This perspective is valuable. It confirms that you're not static, that experience has changed you, hopefully for the better, and that the work you've been doing on yourself is actually producing results. The people from your past become mirrors that reflect not who you are, but who you were, and in the contrast your growth becomes visible. Dreams provide recognition that waking life sometimes denies. Relationships, formative experiences, and significant moments can pass without the acknowledgement they deserved. Dreams honor these belatedly. When someone from your past appears in your dream, it's your unconscious mind saying, "This mattered, this person mattered, what you experienced together shaped who you are." Dreams honor what was significant, even if no one else knows or understands its significance, even if the person themselves doesn't know how they affected you. This honoring validates your experience. confirms your perceptions, ensures that what shaped you receives the acknowledgement it deserves. Your dreaming mind is a witness that never forgets, never dismisses, never minimizes what was real and meaningful in your life, regardless of how much time has passed. In a real sense, you're always in conversation with everyone who has ever mattered to you. Their voices, their perspectives, their influence continue in your mind, even when you're not consciously thinking about them. Dreams make this ongoing conversation explicit. You might find yourself literally conversing with someone from your past, discussing current situations from your life with someone who isn't actually present to discuss them with. These conversations aren't futile or pathological. They're evidence of how relationship continues beyond physical presence. The people who shaped you become internalized voices, perspectives you consult, wisdom you draw on. Dreams allow this internal conversation to become vivid and explicit, giving you access to insights these internalized voices might offer. Sometimes dreams about the past help you release idealized versions of your history. You might dream about a time or person you've romanticized and encounter in the dream some of the difficulties or limitations that you've forgotten in your idealization. This isn't your mind being cruel or destroying positive memories. It's helping you maintain accurate perspective. Idealizing the past can trap you there, preventing full engagement with the present. Dreams that gently remind you of the whole truth, the complications alongside the beauty, the difficulties alongside the joys, help you appreciate what was without being imprisoned by nostalgia. The people from your past become more real in dreams, more complex and human, and in that increased realism, you find freedom to love both what was and what is now. Even when actual closure is impossible, symbolic closure in dreams provides real healing benefits. You might never be able to have the conversation you need with someone who has died or someone who refuses contact, but having that conversation in a dream activates similar neural pathways and provides similar emotional relief. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between symbolic completion and actual completion. In terms of emotional processing, when you dream about saying goodbye to someone you never got to say goodbye to, expressing feelings you never expressed, or receiving acknowledgement you never received, your emotional systems process this as real completion, allowing you to move forward. The dream provides what reality couldn't, and in that provision, healing becomes possible. Dreams don't respect social hierarchies or the judgments of waking society. In your dreams, people from your past appear based on their emotional significance to you, not their status, success, or how well they're supposed to matter. Someone you knew briefly who changed your life might appear more frequently than people you knew for years. Someone the world considers insignificant might be central in your dreams because they were central in your development. Dreams honor your subjective experience, your personal truth about who mattered and why. This democratic quality of dreams validates that your experience is real and valid, regardless of external measures of significance. What mattered to you mattered, period, and dreams reflect that truth. As you age and accumulate experiences, patterns become visible that weren't apparent when you were living through the individual experiences. Dreams help surface these patterns, often by bringing together people from different time periods who share similar qualities or who evoked similar responses in you. You might dream about 3 different people from 3 different periods of your life and wake realizing they all represented the same pattern: unavailable affection, undermining criticism, or unconditional support. Recognizing these patterns is essential for conscious choice going forward. Your dreaming mind is a pattern recognition system of extraordinary sophistication, and the people from your past become data points that help you see the larger patterns that have shaped your relationship choices and life direction. One of the hardest forms of forgiveness is forgiving yourself for who you were and what you did when you knew less than you know now. Dreams can facilitate this self-forgiveness by allowing you to revisit your past self with compassion. You might dream about yourself at a younger age, or about people who knew that younger version of you, and feel tenderness toward who you were rather than judgment. These dreams help you recognize that you were doing the best you could with the understanding and resources you had at that time. The people from your past who appear in these dreams serve as witnesses to your younger self, and in witnessing that self through dreams, you can extend to yourself the compassion you would extend to anyone trying their best in difficult circumstances. Loss isn't binary, it exists on a continuum from total absence to partial presence. When you dream about someone you've lost but who isn't dead, someone who exists but is no longer in your life, you're navigating this middle space on the continuum. These dreams acknowledge both that the person is gone from your daily life and that they continue to exist somewhere, living their own life without you. This specific kind of loss has its own quality, different from death and different from presence, and dreams provide space to feel and process this ambiguous loss. The person appears close enough to interact with but distant enough to remind you of the separation, helping you hold both the reality of ongoing life and the reality of disconnection simultaneously. Mature emotional development includes the capacity to hold joy and sorrow simultaneously, to recognize that the same relationship or experience can be both beautiful and painful. You might feel joy at seeing someone in your dream and sorrow at remembering they're gone, or love for who they were and anger at how they behaved. These dreams train your capacity for emotional complexity, for holding multiple truths at once, for accepting that most significant things in life are mixed rather than pure. The people from your past become teachers of this complexity, showing you that you can love someone who hurt you, miss something that was also difficult, or feel grateful for an experience that also brought pain. Just as some dreams excavate memories and events, others excavate emotions you felt at different points in your life. When someone from your past appears, they might bring with them the emotional atmosphere of that time period, the anxiety of your 20s, the hopefulness of first love, the confusion of adolescence. These dreams allow you to revisit emotional states that no longer characterize your waking life, but that remain part of your emotional history. This revisitation serves several purposes. It reminds you of your emotional range. It helps you understand current emotions by connecting them to similar past emotions, and it allows you to bring your current coping skills and understanding to emotional states you experienced before you had those resources. Could someone from your past change how you understand your own story? The answer that has been building through these facts is, they already have. They continue to do so every time they appear in your dreams, and this process never fully completes. Your understanding of your life story isn't static. It evolves as you gain new experiences and perspectives. The people from your past who visit your dreams are active participants in this ongoing understanding. They represent chapters you keep rereading, finding new meanings each time, because you're reading them with different eyes, with more life lived, with deeper understanding. They change how you see your story, not by being different, but by being viewed differently, through the lens of all you've learned since you knew them. Letting go is a skill, not a single event, and dreams provide practice in this skill. When someone from your past appears in a dream and then fades as you wake, you're practicing the experience of having them present and then accepting their absence. Each dream is a small rehearsal of letting go, allowing yourself to feel connection, and then releasing it without grasping. Over time, these rehearsals build your capacity to hold things lightly, to enjoy connection without demanding permanence, to let people and experiences come and go without being devastated by the going. The people from your past who visit your dreams are partners in this practice, appearing and disappearing in a rhythm that teaches you the fundamental truth that everything changes and that change doesn't negate the value of what was. Your unconscious mind has access to vast information that your conscious mind can't hold simultaneously. It sees patterns you can't see, makes connections you can't make consciously, and understands implications you haven't. When it chooses to bring someone from your past into your dreams, trust that choice. There's wisdom in who appears and when. Even if you can't immediately articulate what that wisdom is, the person might be relevant to something you're currently processing, might represent a quality you need to remember, or a pattern you need to recognize. Your unconscious is always working in your best interest, always moving toward integration and healing. And the people it surfaces from your past are carefully selected for purposes that might not be immediately clear, but that serve your ongoing development and well-being. One paradoxical truth about dreams is that they're always about the present, even when they seem to be about the past. When someone from 30 years ago appears in your dream, the dream isn't actually about 30 years ago. It's about right now, about what that person or time period means to you now, about how they're relevant to what you're currently experiencing or processing. Dreams use the past as metaphor and material to address present concerns. This means that people from your past who appear in dreams are being updated constantly, their significance being continuously reinterpreted in light of your current life. They're not frozen in time, they're living symbols whose meaning evolves along with you, serving whatever purpose your current development requires. Having someone witness your experience, truly see and acknowledge what you're going through, is a fundamental human need. Sometimes people from your past appear in dreams, simply to witness. They see what you're facing now. They acknowledge your journey. They recognize how far you've come. This witness might be symbolic rather than literal. They might not have actually known you in the way the dream suggests, but they represent the experience of being seen and known. These dreams fulfill the deep need to not be alone in your experience, to have someone who understands not just what you're going through now, but the full context of who you've been and what you've survived. They bridge your past and present, witnessing the continuity, acknowledging the whole journey. The ultimate purpose of all this processing, all these dreams, all this work with memory and emotion, is integration, becoming whole, bringing all parts of yourself into connection, feeling at home in your own life story. When people from your past appear in dreams that feel peaceful, resolved, or simply comfortable, you're experiencing moments of this integration. You're at home with who you were, what happened, how you've changed. There's no more fighting with your history, no more demanding it should have been different, no more being haunted by what was or what wasn't. This integration doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual, uneven, with regressions and advances. But each dream that brings a little more peace, a little more acceptance, a little more clarity, is a step toward coming home to yourself. All of yourself, Across time, science explains so much about why people from your past appear in your dreams: neural activation, memory consolidation, emotional processing, pattern recognition. But beneath all the mechanisms is a simpler truth. They appear because they mattered. They appear because humans are relational beings whose sense of self is fundamentally shaped by other people. They appear because your life is not a series of isolated moments, but a continuous story threaded with connections that persist across time and even death. They appear because love, loss, learning, and longing don't respect the boundaries of time or the finality of separation. The mechanisms are real, but they serve something deeper: your fundamental need for connection, meaning, and continuity. Sometimes you need permission to remember, permission to acknowledge that someone or something from your past still matters even though you've moved on, even though your current life is full and good. Dreams grant this permission implicitly. When someone appears in your dream, it's your psyche saying, "It's okay to remember. It's okay that this still matters. It's okay to feel whatever you feel." You don't have to justify your memories or your feelings to anyone, including yourself. What was significant remains significant. What touched you continues to exist somewhere in you. And dreams honor this truth, without requiring explanation or defense. You're allowed to carry your past with you, not as burden, but as part of the complex richness of having lived. Paradoxically, making peace with your past is essential for moving into your future. Unresolved past experiences claim psychological energy and attention that could be directed toward present and future possibilities. Every dream that helps you process, integrate, accept, or release some aspect of your past is freeing energy for your future. The people from your past who visit your dreams aren't anchors holding you in place. They're bridges helping you cross from who you were to who you're becoming, ensuring you don't lose essential parts of yourself in the transition. By maintaining connection with your past through dreams, you ensure continuity of identity while remaining free to change, grow, and move forward. The past supports the future rather than trapping you in it. In dreams, all time is now. Past and present and future can coexist, overlap, merge. Someone from decades ago can be the age they were then, or the age they would be now, or somehow both. You can be the age you are now, or the age you were when you knew them, or shift between ages. This temporal fluidity in dreams reveals something profound about consciousness and memory. In your mind, all your experiences exist simultaneously in an eternal present. The person you were at 15 still exists inside you. The people who shaped you at 20 are still there. Every version of yourself, every significant other, all existing together in the timeless space of your psyche. Dreams drop the illusion of linear time and show you this simultaneity, this eternal now, where nothing is truly gone, where everyone who ever mattered continues to exist in you, where your entire life story is present all at once. And so the deepest truth emerges. When people from your past visit your dreams, they remind you that you've never been alone. Every person who touched your life remains part of you, shaping your choices, residing in your memory. The ones who loved you still love you through what they taught. The ones who hurt you still teach through boundaries you learned. You carry everyone who mattered, and they carry you forward. In this carrying, you are held, witnessed, connected, and never truly alone. And so, our quiet journey through memory's theater comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from the opening curtain, where dreams first select their cast, to the deep psychology of why certain faces return again and again, discovering along the way that memory is not passive storage, but active creation, constantly revising and reshaping what was in light of what is. From the neurons that preserve faces decades after you last saw them, to the heart that keeps loving even when the loved one is gone, we've glimpsed how the past lives in you not as burden, but as foundation, not as prison, but as resource. Every person who appears in your dreams appears for a reason, carrying messages from your unconscious, offering healing you didn't know you needed, honoring what mattered even when no one else remembers. The science of dreams reminds us that connection transcends presence, that love outlasts proximity, and that the people who shape us never truly leave us. Much of the healing happens in silence, in the private theater of sleep, in the sacred space where past and present meet. They reveal the resilience of the human heart, its capacity to hold both grief and gratitude, both loss and love. Without memory, we would lose our story. Without dreams, we would lose the chance to make peace with that story, to integrate its contradictions, to honor its complexity. In these final moments, take the deepest breath you can. Think about the unity of every person you've ever known, every version of yourself you've ever been, all existing together in the vast space of consciousness. You are not separate from your past. You are its continuation, its flowering, its transformation. Think about consciousness itself, yours, mine, everyone listening, every person who ever visited your dreams, all awareness everywhere, perhaps all connected in ways we don't yet understand. You are not alone in the universe of minds. Let your entire being dissolve into the ocean of consciousness, into dreamless rest, into the space before thought, before memory, before everything. Only peace remains. Only peace has ever existed. Prepare for deep sleep now. No boundaries left, nothing to hold, nothing to release. Only this eternal moment, gentle and complete. If this thoughtful exploration of memory and dreams brought you peace or helped you understand why certain people still visit you in sleep, perhaps share it softly with someone else who's searching for understanding too. A gentle like or subscribe helps other dreamers discover this sanctuary of science and sleep, creating a quiet community of people making peace with their pasts. One peaceful night, one sleepy soul at a time. But there's no need to do anything now. Nothing at all. You've traveled far tonight, through memory and meaning, through science and soul. You can allow these thoughts about dreams and memory to fade now, like faces dissolving when you wake, leaving only the gentle calm behind. Let your breathing deepen. Let your body feel heavier, as if gravity itself is inviting you deeper into rest. If sleep comes, let it carry you like a current in dark water, smoothly, inevitably, into a realm where time stops and weight disappears. If your eyes are still open, the next video is waiting for you, ready to continue the journey. But if they're closed, stay there. Stay in the darkness that feels safe and warm. Tomorrow, memories will still be there, ready to be recalled if needed, safely stored in the vast library of your mind. The people from your past will still exist in you, woven into who you are. But tonight belongs to stillness. Tonight belongs to rest. Tonight belongs to the dreamless depths where even memory takes its rest. Rest well, beautiful dreamer. And remember, you carry everyone who ever loved you, everyone who ever shaped you. You are never alone. even in the deepest sleep. Fall asleep to gentle psychology, where mind science meets peaceful rest. Dream deeper with bedtime understanding. Good night.